Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and we're back for more Mariners franchise. And coming off of last episode, we made a run at the New York Yankees, who are ahead of us in the standings, but they started winning too. So this is a crucial series. We're going up against them in a 3-game set as our starters get ready to hit the mound. Our aces do, and Carlos Rodon and Luis Severino for the Yankees. And let's just look at the season so far. We have about, I'd say, 15 games left or so. Sitting here 12 games back from the Rangers, we have no shot of winning the division title unless the Rangers just absolutely collapse. But then we're 6 games back from the Yankees, and look at them. They are 8-2 in their last 10. We're 6-4. So let's look around the league a little bit before hopping into the action. And Mike Trout once again leads the AL in batting average. If Omar Narvaez was having the year that he was having last year, he would be getting that batting title for sure in the AL. And it's kind of sad to see how much he's really dropped off this year. And hopefully, he can recover next year, because I don't anticipate getting another catcher because, catchers are kind of hard to find. So Omar Narvaez is still in his 20s. I still do want to keep him around. But speaking of older guys here, I want to look at David Freese. Remember, he did start out like 0 for 24 when he came to our team. Now he's hitting 275 and 80 at-bats. I mean, quite a turnaround for him. And he's pretty much earned a platoon spot, so he will be platooning, and you will see him in this episode. So like I said, we do have the aces on the mound. Rodon versus Severino. Pretty similar in numbers, and this is going to be a pretty good matchup as we are chasing the Yankees. So looking at this lineup, Dylan Moore is still surprisingly their starter at third base. I thought they would get another third baseman, but they actually turned out that they do like him, and they will keep him at the leadoff spot. So here he is leading off in this series, and he's facing Rodon, who he strikes out swinging on. And remember, we did trade Dylan Moore in season 1. So up comes Aaron Hicks to the plate. He's going to walk, hitting 267 on the year, and that gets a guy on first here with 1 out for Aaron Judge. He also walks. So guys on first and second here with Stanton at the plate with a man in scoring position. He's going to swing and miss at the changeup on the inside part of the plate, and that's 2 down in the inning, as it brings up Didi Gregorius, who's going to strike out swinging on the outside slider, as we luckily get out of that one after walking 2 guys in the first. So let's move on to the bottom half of the first. Here's Paul DeJong at the plate, hitting around 300. You see he's hitting 299, and he draws the walk. So up comes Daniel Vogelback, hitting 294 up to this point, but he's just going to pop up to left field. That's an easy fly ball for Stanton out and left, and they get out of the first inning with no damage done. So let's move on to the top of the third. Here's Aaron Hicks at the plate. Once again, he gets another walk. So let's move on to Aaron Judge at the plate now. 1 out in the inning, 1-2 count. He hits a pitch right down the left field line. That one is going to ricochet off the wall and left and bounce right to Domingo, but we do hold Judge at first base. So now that they got guys on the corners here, with Stanton at the plate again on a 1-2 count. He hits one up in the zone, and we actually make a mistake on that one. That caught a little too much of the zone. We actually got kind of lucky on that one. We're lucky that wasn't a bases-clearing home run, but instead it's a sacrifice fly, and the Yankees take the 1-0 lead. So up comes Gregorius here with 2 outs in the inning, and another walk. Carlos Rodon is having troubles hitting the zone in this one. So up comes Gary Sanchez, who's going to hit 1-2 right field, and that one is going to get past the second baseman. But look at this. We fall asleep on defense. And look at this. Aaron Judge comes in and scores. And I don't know what our guys are doing. We were hitting the buttons to throw the ball in, but they just weren't doing it, and the Yankees take the 2-0 lead in that inning. So now we move on to the bottom of the third. Here's J.P. Crawford at the plate, watching a 97-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone, and he strikes out looking, as that brings up Malik Smith, who gets one right over the middle of the plate, and he just cannot do anything with that. I don't know about Malik Smith as the future of our leadoff spot, because, I mean, look at that. I mean, just right over the middle, and it's just right to center. I don't know. We'll have to see what we'll do with him in the future. I think I want to move him down because I want somebody at the leadoff spot that can sometimes hit a leadoff home run. But Malik Smith can never do that. So now let's move on to the bottom of the fourth. Here's Vogelback getting that hit as it brings up Uebiyashi, who swings at just a terrible pitch on that one. And that's just bad judgment on my part. Strikeout, and we move on to the fifth. So Stanton at the plate once again, and he gets walked. Rodon is just not having any luck on the mound, hitting the zone as he gets another walk in this game. And here comes Didi Gregorius to the plate. He's going to hit one down the left field line. That one is going to be run down by Santana, and that's going to make it 2 outs here in the inning. Gary Sanchez already drove in a run in this game, and he gets another pitch to hit, and that one is clobbered to left field, and that's not coming back. That's a homer, and wow, just like that, that silences the crowd. It's 4-0 here, as we cannot do anything against Severino, but these guys are just teeing off on Rodon, as that walk really hurt us on that one. So we bring in Dylan Floro to get us out of this inning here in the 5th inning. And here is Gleyber Torres at the plate. And he's going to pop up to right field. And that is going to be 3 outs there in the 5th. So let's move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Domingo Santana at the plate. He's hitting one to the right side, and that's caught by Aaron Judge. And that's just some nice defense on that one. Malik Smith at the plate. Can he finally get going? But no, nobody can get a hit off of Severino. It just seems like we cannot hit him well. So Tim Beckham at the plate, hitting in the 2 spot. He finally gets a pitch to hit, and that one does sneak up the middle for a rare hit in this game off of Severino. He's pitching a gem as that brings up Paul DeYoung here. 0 for 1 in this game, and on a 2-2 count, he is going to pop that one up to right field. So nobody on offense has been able to do anything. So let's move on to the bottom of the 7th. Can Uebiyashi get going? He hits a pitch, and that one is deep to left center. It's got some carry on it, and it is going to bounce at the warning track and get over the wall for a ground rule double. So that brings up Kyle Seager up to the plate. 0 for 2 in this game, and he gets a wild pitch on the inside part of the plate, and that's going to reach the backstop as Uebiyashi does advance to third. So we just need to drive this run in. And he does just that, hits one hard to second base, and that's an easy out for Torres as we do get 1 run across the plate, but that's not enough. So up comes Domingo Santana. Can he keep this inning going? And he hits a laser over there to Dylan Moore, and it's caught. So we move this one on to the top of the 9th inning. Aaron Judge is a plate. 1 for 3 in this game. He's going to hit a pitch, and that one's going to make it all the way to the wall, and it's going to sneak over. As wow, the Yankees have come into our home field advantage here in this series and pretty much taken advantage of our pitchers on the mound as Rodon couldn't find the zone, and we give up a home run in the 9th inning. So now down by 4 runs. Here's David Freese at the plate. He starts it out with a 1-out hit here in the 9th, but we need way more than just 1 hit as we bring in Kyle Lewis here just to give us that righty versus lefty advantage. And with 2 outs on a 2-2 count, he's going to hit a chopper to first base. And that's an easy out here as the Yankees win this first game in the series 5-1 as we just cannot hit Severino. He only walked 1 guy. I mean, compared to Rodon on the other side who walked 6. And we come up with the loss in that one. So let's move on to the second game in this 3-game set here as we do have home field, remember, so we need to take advantage of this home field advantage. So here we are facing James Paxton on the mound, the former Mariner, and look at this, we tee off and we score 8 runs in the first half of the game, 6 runs in the 6th inning, and look at this, we just continue to pour it on. And here they actually have Dustin Pedroia on their team. They actually bring him into pinch hit. But we actually go on to win this one 9-2. That's a solid victory there, bouncing back from last game. So now we move into the last game of this 3-game set. Marco Gonzalez, the battle of the number 3s, I guess. Marco Gonzalez was our number 2. And then we're facing Jordan Montgomery, who has actually had a pretty good season. The strikeout to walk ratio is really good. The whip is a little average, but we still need to come out with the victory in this one. So here is Gonzalez facing this tough Yankees lineup, getting Dylan Moore to strike out to start out this game. And here is a ground ball up the middle. And look at Paul DeYoung with the jump throw, that Jeter throw, and he gets the out at first base. Up comes Aaron Judge in the 3-hole, and that is going to be a 1-2-3 inning here to start out this third game in this series. So let's move on to the bottom of the fifth. Here is bottom of the first, actually. Here's Mallex Smith at the plate, and he's going to pop it up, and that's an easy catch for Dylan Moore, kind of just inside out of that pitch. So we give Sam Perez the start in this one. He's hitting pretty well in the season. We need to get him some more playing time. And on a 3-2 count, he gets a pitch to hit, and that one is driven deep to left center. It's going to sneak over the wall. Wow, just think about this. I mean, we traded Mitch Haniger for a potential prospect and also Sam Perez. And look at the production we're getting out of Sam Perez. He hits a home run, and he gives us the 1-0 lead here in the first inning. So we do kind of move Tim Beckham down in the lineup to that 4 spot as we move Sam Perez up, and he flies out to right field. So let's move on to the the bottom of the second inning. Here's Uebiashi at the plate. He's going to drive one deep to center field, and Aaron Hicks is going to run that one down. A nice over-the-shoulder catch on that one. So we do bring in Kyle Lewis. He gets to start in this one for another lefty versus righty matchup here as he faces Jordan Montgomery and gets a pitch to hit. He takes it deep to center, and that one is gone too. So both of the rookies get home runs in this crucial game here as Kyle Lewis gets the first home run of his career. And wow, just to see what he's doing right now. Remember, he was hurt for pretty much a lot of the season this year in the minors. Remember, he was our minor league player of the year last year. And then just seeing that he's just healthy and doing well, I think he's got a shot at the roster next year. So moving on to the top of the third, we do give up a lead-off double, and that brings up Dylan Moore, who hits one up the middle, and he's finally got a hit in this series. And Mallex Smith is going to come up throwing, but he does not have the arm strength to get the out at home plate, and the Yankees trim this lead to just 1. So that brings up Aaron Hicks to the plate, who hits a blooper to right field. It's going to drop. Sam Perez is going to come up throwing, but it's not going to be in time. And now they got guys on the corners here with no outs. Aaron Judge at the plate, 3-2 count. He's going to hit a grounder, and that's getting through the infield past Paul DeYoung's glove. And now it's a 2-2 game here in the third inning. But Paul DeYoung is actually shaken up on that dive. So we do have to bring in a reserve here, and we bring in Steven Alamias off of our bench, kind of giving us a kind of a defensive guy there at second just to get us through this inning. So now let's move on to Stanton at the plate. Guys on first and second. He hits one off the pitcher on the mound, and we're going to field that one and throw to first base as Freese does get the out to Tim Beckham, who's playing first. So now guys on second and third here. Didi Gregorius at the plate. He hits a ground ball where we don't have the infield in on that one, as we probably should have, and they get another run here in the third inning. But we do eventually settle down and get Gleyber Torres to strike out swinging on the inside sinker, and the Yankees take the 3-2 lead here in the third inning. So let's move on to the bottom of the third. Here's J.P. Crawford at the plate, hitting one up the middle. He beats it out. And that's a nice defensive play, but pretty good speed there from J.P. Crawford. I'm not really sure he's 66 speed. I think in real life, I'd say he's a little bit faster than 66. But nonetheless, back to the game. Here is Mallex Smith getting a hit to the left side, and that brings up Sam Perez. A bunt situation here, but he bunted a little bit too hard. And look, it's perfectly bunted right to the third baseman to throw to second, and they get the lead runner. So that brings up Steven Alamias. I actually thought about bringing in a pinch hitter, but I left him in here. He had a pretty good start to his MLB career, but here he gets a ground out. And wow, it's into a double play as Dylan Moore throws a tailor-made ball right to the second baseman Torres, and they turn a double play. So now on to the fourth inning. Montgomery is dealing on the mound, facing Uebiashi, who gets a hold of one, and that's going to be deep back to the track, but it's just going to stay in the yard. and that's going to bring up 2 outs in the inning. Kyle Lewis, who already went deep in this game on a 1-2 count, he's going to hit a rocket right up the middle, and that's going to be a single here with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. As that brings up Omar Narvaez. Remember, I talked about the year he had last year and how he's dipped this year, but he takes one off of his back. So now we got guys on first and second. David Freese, remember, who's hitting 275. He swings at a pitch in the dirt, and that's going to be strike 3. And Gary Sanchez is going to throw to first, and that's an easy out as we can't drive in another run there in that inning. So now let's move this one on to the 7th inning. Here is Freese at the plate once again. He hits a liner to right field. That's going to drop right in front of Aaron Judge. So now we got a guy on first, and they decide to bring in Zach Britton out of the bullpen to face another lefty in J.P. Crawford. On a 3-2 count, he hits one up the middle, and that one is going to sneak through, and that hit puts J.P. Crawford over the 300 average mark as he gets a single, making it guys on first and second. They bring in Hector Rondon onto the mound now. After facing just one batter, the Zach Britton is pulled. So here comes Malik Smith to the plate. He hits a line shot, but it's actually caught by Giancarlo Stanton in left field. So that brings up Sam Perez. With guys on first and second, he's going to hit one up the middle, but it's a perfect ground ball right to Didi Gregorius. So let's move this one on to the bottom of the 8th. Here is Tim Beckham at the plate. He gets a pitch to hit low in the zone, and look at him. He just continues to rake. He hits one to the wall, and that's going to be a 1-out double here for Tim Beckham. Nice start to the inning. That brings up Kyle Lewis, 2 for 3 in this game. He hits a little tapper up the middle, swinging at a pitch out of the zone, and it's bobbled by Gleyber Torres. So we get bailed out in that situation, swinging at a bad pitch. So now, guys on the corners. Omar Narvaez at the plate. Come through Omar. 0 for 2 in this game on a 1-1 count. He hits an easy ground ball to Torres, and they're out of this inning. And that was actually a pretty good scoop at first base. But now we move this one on to the 9th inning. Here is Altavilla on the mound facing Gleyber Torres. He gets the swing and miss on the outside slider there for his 5th strikeout in 2 innings. Here is Adams at the plate. He gets a pitch to hit. He's going to drive it deep, and that one's going to sneak out of here. That's a missile over the right field wall. And now it's going to be even tougher to come back. Down 2 in the 9th inning as they bring in Aroldis Chapman. You know, the flamethrower. He's got 43 saves this year. And up comes J.P. Crawford here with 1 out. He's going to get a pitch to hit on the outside part of the plate, and it's going to be gone. So J.P. Crawford could have tied it up with that home run, but instead, it's still a 1-run game. Wow. So that's just how it goes sometimes in baseball. Let's continue this inning. Malik Smith at the plate. He hits one to the left center gap, and that one is going to get to the wall. And Malik Smith with 93 speed, the perfect guy you want on second in this situation. He starts it out after the home run with a shot to the gap and a double. So up comes Sam Perez to the plate. He gets a hold of one, and that one is going to be deep to center field. But look at this. Hicks does run it down, and he's got good enough arm strength to get it in and holds Malik Smith at third base. So that's going to bring up Daniel Vogel back to the plate, hitting .291. This is a clutch situation for the big fella. Can he come through facing Chapman on a 1-2 count? He's going to get outside slider, and he's going to swing and miss. And we're going to drop 2 of 3 to the Yankees. That was a tough loss, as I just keep going back to that sacrifice bunt by Sam Perez. Maybe we should have swung away on that one instead of bunting. And wow, we come up with the loss in that one. So we got some catching up to do. We move on to the next series, and we face the Los Angeles Angels. As you can just see, we actually go ahead and play them in a 3-game series and win 2 of 3. So next up comes the Texas Rangers on the road. And look at this. We're up 5-0 in this game, and we come out with the victory. And look at that. We win 2 on the road. So now we face the Angels on the road. Can we come up with a couple of victories here to draw closer to the Yankees? And you can just see, oh my, we're giving up a lot of runs in this game. It's 7-3 already through the first 2 innings. But we come back, tie this game up at 7. Then we get 3 more runs in the 5th inning, and it's turning into a slugfest here as Carlos Rodon gives up so many runs in this game. I don't know what's happened to him as of late, but he just hasn't been the same pitcher as he gives up 7 runs in that game. But here, we bring in Dan Altavilla and then Sam Tuivalala here with bases loaded here. We got to bring in somebody else. Maybe Kinsler can get us out, and he does. We get the victory in this one, 11-9, 16 hits. I was nervous in that one as they get 12 hits, and what a high-scoring affair in this one as we actually go ahead and move to 4 games back still of the Yankees. They are 5-5 in the last 10. We're 8-2, but they still continue to win. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and they just, it's just hard. I mean, anytime we go on a streak, they go on a streak. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep up with a team that is just as good on offense as they are in the rotation. I think they're just like the perfect blend of great offense and a great pitching staff. I think, we're just going to have a tough time catching them here with 6 games left here on the schedule. Let's just look at who they play. They play Baltimore, then 2 at home versus Boston, and then they go on the road to Tampa Bay. So they do have, a tough 4 games to end the season. I expect them to beat Baltimore here, but I don't know what's going to happen in those last 5 games, and we'll see what goes on because we do have a little bit of catching up to do, down 4 games, and we need them to lose, and we pretty much need to win all of our games remaining. So with 6 games left on the schedule, you don't want to miss any action as we try one last stretch at the Yankees after dropping 2 of 3. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.